Hi everyone. Today we're starting chapter 2 in theme 2. Theme 2 is talking about taking care of the world. Chapter 2 is talking about water everywhere. Now we're taking lesson 1 and 2. Okay? Lesson 1 is talking about the importance of water. We use water in many things like drinking, cooking food, transportation like the ship in the sea or the river, washing ourselves, taking a bath or washing our hands, our face, okay? Producing electricity like the high dam in Aswan. Then we have watering plants, okay? There are many things. Think about them and write it, and so we can discuss it later, okay? This is lesson 1. It's talking about the importance of water. Lesson 2, we're going to talk about Siwa oasis, okay? So, first, what's meant by oasis? Oasis, it's a place in the desert where water comes up from springs, okay? It's a place in the desert, there is plants, there is animals. Why? Because there is water, and this water comes from springs. But how the springs formed, okay? It's formed because of the water. When it rains, the water is collected underground, as you can see that in the picture, okay? The rains are collected in underground, then form a spring. Then the people, animals, and plants use this water to drink and live, okay? So, Siwa oasis has 200 springs, okay? The people there, they have a lot of plants like spearmint, basil, and dates. They use them to cure diseases as a medicine, okay? And also they have highlands, wetlands, and sand dunes. Of course, it's in the desert, so there is sand. And the wetland, because there is water. As we said before, when there is land and water together, they form a wetland. And also they have highlands, okay? So this is Siwa oasis. What about the animals and plants that lives there? First, the animals, there are a lot of animals like gazelle, wolves, white deers, we have lizards, we have a lot of reptiles and birds too. But what about the plants? As we said, we have the date palm trees, okay? We have a lot of kind of palms. Also, we have olives and basil, okay? So, these are the plants and animal in the Siwa oasis. So, now let's talk about the meaning of some words. First, what's meant by a spring? Spring is the water bubbling to the surface. As you can see the picture here, there is a water, and the water is bubbling from the ground to the surface. We can see it in movies, cartoons, and all these things, okay? The next word is precipitation. Precipitation. What's meant by precipitation? Precipitation means when the rain falls down on the mountains, okay? As we know, we have the clouds. When it rains, the water comes from the cloud and it falls on the mountain, okay? Then we have the runoff. Runoff, it means when this rain falls on the mountain, okay, it flows down as the side of the mountain, as you can see. It's runoff, okay? Then we have evaporation. Evaporation. Evaporation means when the water, the liquid, turns into a gas, okay? So here the water turns into a water vapor, into a gas. But how can we turn the water into a water vapor? By heat from the sun, okay? And you can try this at home, okay? When you try to boil some water, okay, you can find the water vapor coming out, okay? This is in an evaporation. The water turned from the liquid state to the gaseous state, okay? The next word is condensation. Condensation. What's meant by condensation? Condensation means when the water vapor turns into a liquid one more time. It's the opposite of evaporation, okay? For example, you're still boiling a water, okay, and you covered the pot. When you try to hold it and look, you will find a water drops on the cover, okay? This is condensation. The water vapor, okay, rise up, find a cold surface, so it turns into a water one more time. So the condensation is the water vapor cools off and turns into a liquid. In the nature, when the water vapor comes up, they form a cloud. Okay? So, here we have the water cycle. Okay? What happens? First, we have the precipitation. Okay? When the precipitation, the water comes from the cloud on the mountain, it runs off. After it runs off, it can be a groundwater, okay, collected on the ground or underground. Then we have a water here. There is evaporation. It will turn from the water, from the liquid state into the gaseous state. Then we have condensation, okay, when it turns from the water vapor into the liquid form, or it turns into a cloud. Okay? This is our lesson. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.